Hello YouTube, vintage stereo restorers. So, I'm back to my Heathkit tuner project. On the right here is the one that's being restored, repaired. And it's one of these things where it was that right back there. That broken off coil. Wires are broken off right where they come out of the coil. This one's been damaged and put back together. I don't know whether it's going to work. The antenna was snapped off. I fixed that. I'm not using a tripod, so I'm just trying to give you a better view. So, how do you get a coil like that? Well, I searched around. It's the only coil of that value on the board. There's one that looks similar. I don't know if it would work. But what I decided to do, I went on eBay and I found this AJ-43D. So this is the one that had the wood sleeve. Same basic tuner is it has some differences. There's always production differences. The sleeve is in a garbage bag. It was smashed up, and you know what I think happened just based on the eBay listing? I think somebody bought this and it got smashed up in transit, then they just resold it for what they could. I don't know, because the case had so many breaks in it I couldn't put it back together. This one here has the classic orange case when I'm restoring, and it's actually in very nice shape. So, I want to show you something kind of cool here. They're not exactly the same. This one has the metal chrome, the chrome bumper. It has the orange and white. This one has the wood grain. This one had the wood, of course, around it. But here's what I've done. The one that's being restored now has the tuner lens and the diffuser right there from the parts toner and the knobs. And this was the thing, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, look at the condition of those knobs. They're still clear. And I don't know what these are made out of, but as far as I know, the older ones, the ones I had in the 70s, some had some discoloration, many were closer to clear. I owned an AJ-43D about 1979. Before that, what was the one I had? AJ-31. Well, here's the thing. This plastic does discolor and it can be brittle, so it's okay to have spare set knobs. But with these knobs are not faded at all. And I'm out here in the garage and I have mosquitoes and stuff coming. It's been a weird year for that. So I have these nice knobs, this nice tuner, cleaned it all up, polished it. And so it's hard to open this without feet on it, but there are the controls, cleaned up everything in there, and took the decal from here, and this was the hardest part actually. I took a razor blade and worked it off and then re-glued it on here. This one had lost its. So here's what I'm going to do. I was thinking at first of changing the boards. I'm just going to put the camera down for a second because my camera operator is on strike along with the rest of the country. Okay, here's the underside of it. There's quite a few connections on that board. I think what I'm going to do is just try to get the coils out of the other one, which seem to be in really good shape, and move the coils to this one, get it working, and then recap it. And those are old caps, and one's got quite a pretty serious bulge out the side. So those will need to go. 3 there, and then a few assorted electrolytics that are on the other side of the board. And oh, I gotta show you this. Just take 1 second there to study that board. I'm gonna show you the underneath this other one. It's something that I didn't realize right away. Okay, look at this one. Here is the phasing control for stereo phasing. Long shaft switches here. Okay, go to this one. The switch is right there. Same knob on the top, switch is right there, and it's part of the wiring. The serial numbers is hard to tell because this is a 43D, but it is the same basic chassis. Another thing I noticed was fiberglass board, phenolic resin board. So they made this for a few years, this model, I think about 6 years. So there must have been some running changes, besides one being a wood sleeve and one being a steel sleeve. Both cleaned up really well, so I'm going to keep this as a parts unit. This one is also another thing here. Has the large IF cans. This one here has the small ones. Wow, this is more like something you'd see in like an early Sansui or Kenwood. It's interesting. I wonder who made those. There's numbers on them, but no identifying marks. Same transistors. The rest of the board is the same. This is the same. This is the same part number. Same part number. So, and of course this is the back lighting. There's 4 bulbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to clear these ones out, mark them where the coils go exactly, which a wire goes in which, and then transplant them and see if it works. Thanks for watching and listening.